I've heard so much about the famous nasi lemak at Changi village. Everyone's been talking about it. And I'm here today to hunt it down. Let's see who can help me find it. Hey, mister! Mister!
Mister? Who are you calling mister? Is he Jake, understand?
Sorry, Jay. I didn't know. I'll make a move first. For more than 40 years, the area of Changi has been home and training ground to the Singapore Commandos, an elite unit of the Singapore Armed Forces that specialise in covert missions behind enemy lines and combating high-level threats at home. The Commandos are known to undergo exceptionally tough training in order to be operationally ready, making them a special breed of soldiers. But long before the Commandos, Changi was just a swampy and hilly area with thick vegetation.
This place was really isolated. There was only one 16-mile road connecting Changi to the town. But that was exactly the reason why the British chose Changi as the location of the cantonment in the 1920s. They saw the heavily populated town area as unsanitary, so they want to protect the British troops away from the diseases. Therefore, they built one of the largest military bases here in Singapore with architecture that is cleverly adapted to the climatic condition of the tropics. Changi became known as a beautiful paradise and a model cantonment.
Through the next 50 years, the model cantonment was passed through the hands of both the Japanese and British, before it was taken over by the Singapore Armed Forces in 1971, where it became home to the Singapore Commandos. Before we proceed, we'll need a crash course. Here are 5 things you should know about the Commandos. 1. All Commandos have parachuted at least 2 times at night. 2. The 1st Commando Battalion won Best Combat Unit 30 times, more than any SAF unit. 3. The Commandos took down the hijackers of Singapore Airlines SQ-117 in 1991 in only 30 seconds. 4. The Commandos' red beret is a symbol that's synonymous with the identity of special forces and airborne forces around the world. 5. The Commandos' dessert is real. It's the red tea longan dessert from the Mei Lin dessert store in Changi village. To have a hawker dish named after your unit is a testament to the Commandos' clout in the area surrounding Changi's Commando Camp. I'm going to meet with some Commando veterans to see if being here brings back some memories. Can you tell me about Commando Camp in the 1970s?
On the left is Sergeant's Mess, on the right is Parachute Wing. As you go up will be 2nd Company, 3rd Company, 4th Company. But most significant is this slope that we are standing on. Blood and sweat has been shed on these slopes.
In a typical morning, we will start off right from the top, we will run all the way down. But there are some typical day, you go up, you go down, you repeat the circuit. Today you think you're finishing, but tomorrow will be 2nd round and the 3rd round. So they instill the can-do mentality, ability to build resiliency.
If we were trying to summarize the significance of this slope, there are 2 structures. One was the physical structure, but the other larger structure was the structure in our minds. It was to shape and structure those belief systems so that they'll be able to overcome any physical structures.
That sounds extremely grueling.
Well, becoming a commando is not for everyone. Tough training is important for commandos because in time of operation, we operate behind enemy lines in small units.
For example, the rite of passage to be a commando is having graduated from the Ranger course, arduously designed to get you so accustomed to the fact that you can actually be denied your basic needs and yet operate in all kinds of conditions. When we designed the Ranger course, the guys all come in, what happens the first week? Oh, they get their usual meals, 3 meals. By the time they're coming towards the end of the week, they are beginning to get only 2 meals. Past first week, they only get a meal a day. How many hours of sleep do they get? About 6 to 3, even 2 hours of sleep. And the conditions I put you in are the most unreasonable ones. Okay, like swamps, mountains, jungles, the whole works. And we always find the most challenging ways to get to the enemy so that we're unseen, unheard, so that we can do our business and get up. So therefore, we have to train on those conditions. All we can try to do is to make sure that we design our training to be as close as possible to the kind of perceived challenges that our guys will have without hurting them. And because why? Simply the mission requires the best of the best. The commando mission requires people who are extremely adaptive, always alone in a small group of people to deliver the most strategic outcomes that is dependent on him.
the toughest survivor. And they will be awarded the red beret and the silver wing on the chest itself.
Though the training was tough, the camp holds many fond memories for the commandos.
Where we are here is actually the living compound of 4th and 5th Company. We used to have barbecue once a month, and overlooking it will be the scenic view of Pulau Ubin and the sea.
What you found was that we never went home from Mondays to Saturdays. This was home, just being with the guys. Regardless of what we did, it could be just in the barrack rooms chatting, out in the field training, going to a meal together. We just wanted to be together.
We eat, we sleep, we train together. At the end of the day, we became Bob's band of brothers. That one, money cannot buy.
If you had a choice, would you go through it all over again?
A short, quick commando answer is yes.
I wouldn't trade my years in the Commandos for anything. It has defined who I am today. Today, my effectiveness as a leader, as a member of community, as a father, is defined from my years in the Commandos.
In 1993, the current Hendon camp was officially inaugurated and it retained use of the southern buildings of the old Commando Camp. Many other buildings in the northern part of the camp were put up for bidding and became privately owned hotels, art galleries and training centers. The old Commando Camp conducted some of the hardest training in the SAF, but it also produced our most fearsome soldiers, the Commandos.
Masters of stealth, the Commandos are trained to infiltrate enemy lines and to carry out covert operations on unconventionally high-value targets. Being medical is considered a taboo for a Red Beret, who sees it as his mission to defeat the enemies, even with the odds stacked against him. Isn't it comforting to know that this guy has got our back? For honor and glory.